Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I'm Peter Gross, co-host of the original Wild Kingdom with Marlin, Perkins, and Jim Fowler. You know, when Wild Kingdom aired in the 1960s and 70s, many of the episodes documented wildlife research efforts. Marlin and Jim accompanied scientists all over the world to observe animals and their natural behaviors. Some of the techniques you'll see in tonight's episodes are no longer necessary by today's standards, but the work is still just as important. Wild Kingdom took viewers to the far corners of the world and cultivated an appreciation for animals and their habitats. Marlin and Jim showed us the importance of preserving the natural world, not just for animals, but for our very own quality of life. And that's good news for all of us in the Wild Kingdom. So sit back and enjoy Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Mutual of Omaha.
Hello, welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. To the adventurer, the explorer, and the naturalist, South America has always been a land of fascination. Much of its enchantment is found here in the world's largest forest, a forest so thick and dense that monkeys like this Saki, who live in its limbs, could travel in a straight line for almost 3,000 miles without having to touch the ground. Conditions supporting life are so favorable that more different kinds of animals are found here than any other spot in the Wild Kingdom. Some dangerous, some beautiful, and many strange and bizarre.
One of the strangest of all the animals is a porcupine with a tail that's adapted for living in the trees. With the use of that tail, he can climb almost as well as the Saki monkey.
Below the treetops where these animals live, sunlight is scarce. So we call the South American forest the land of shadows. Penetrating its wall of vegetation proved to be one of the most exciting adventures of our lives. A journey into a land where there are no roads, only rivers. Rivers that tumble over rocky cliffs. Rivers that wind through forest-covered valleys. Many strange and beautiful creatures dwell in these primitive forests. The very sight of them fires the imagination and causes one to wonder that they could be fellow creatures upon this earth. Here are animals that seem to belong to the pre-dawn of civilization, the age of the dinosaur and the ichthyosaur. Yet they live today in this, the 20th century. All of them inhabitants of the twilight world of the land of shadows. The only way through this unspoiled wonderland is by river. Coming to a suitable landing, I decided to explore the forest on foot. Our presence frightened some of the jungle dwellers. At the edge of the forest, I see a familiar sight, an otter feeding peacefully on the river bank. Suddenly, danger. Immediately, the otter's on the alert. The snake is coming too close. The otter goes to investigate. This Crebo snake is at home, on land, or in the water. Its strike is lightning fast, and Mr. Otter better beware. The otter, none the worse for this experience, decides to let his enemy go swimming off down the river. Then another intruder appears, a jabiru stork hunting for food. This should be interesting because the otter's back on the bank finishing his meal. Now he sees the stork, who's already much too close for the otter's peace of mind. In a flash, he's after the bird. Chases the stranger clear off the premises. Now for a nice roll in the sand to dry off. But what's this? The stork won't take the hint that he's not wanted. Hey, he pecked me. He did it again. That's a real mean bird. And to add insult to injury, the bird helps himself to the otter's food. A hasty retreat, and the otter finishes his interrupted meal. Otters are rather drab in coloring, but in this somber world, it always surprises me how many brightly colored animals you can see. The scarlet macaw, he'd stand out in any crowd. The red-faced uakari, only monkey in the Americas with a short tail. This odd-looking animal spends most of its life high in the treetops and seldom descends to the ground. This is a very rare sight, even in this land of shadows. The salmon-pink Cook's tree boa stands out against the background, while the emerald tree boa blends. It coils its green striped body around a smooth tree trunk. Then, like a slowly expanding spring, it glides easily upward. The roof of the forest is alive with the bright colors and shrill cries of many beautiful birds. To journey through this primitive land, observing its many strange inhabitants, is an unforgettable experience.
There are a few openings in this vast forest called savannas. They occur from Venezuela across the Guianas to Brazil. Although they seem out of place here, they're a climatic phenomenon found around the world at this same latitude. I entered the land of shadows from one of these savannas in British Guiana. The going was rough. With local rancher Stan Brock, we navigate our first river. Pretty soon we run aground. Now it's manpower that's needed, not horsepower. Traveling over the vast open savannas towards the dense forests of the land of shadows, I suddenly see a puma on the prowl, and in his path, a boa constrictor, hurrying for shade. Like most snakes, the boa can't stand very much sunlight. It could die in 15 minutes if exposed to the midday sun. The big cat's got him cornered. They start a deadly game of patience, with time on the puma's side. The snake retreats, and the big cat lets him get away. The puma wasn't hungry enough this time to pick a fight with a boa constrictor. Finally, the snake reaches the cool safety of the river. He startles an agouti. A family of these agile little rodents are feeding peacefully nearby. The puma picks up their scent, but one of them spots him and runs. One's not alert enough. In the wild, that can be fatal. Stan's taking me to the hideout of one of the most grotesque creatures in the land of shadows. I'm anxious to see him, but Olaf, our helper, doesn't share my enthusiasm. Here's where it roosts. We'll need the gloves. It has needle-sharp teeth. Only the toughest leather gloves afford protection from its bite. He's got it. A giant fruit bat, the largest bat in South America. Despite his fearsome look, he's harmless to man and feeds only on fruit. We let him go. But deeper in the jungle is another bat, one of the most deadly killers in the world, the vampire. Poisonous snakes usually try to avoid humans, but vampires seek them out. Their bite can be fatal to man or beast because they often carry that dreaded disease, rabies. Stan has found vampires roosting in this cave before. We want to catch and ban one for a scientific study of their habits. The trap is quite simple. Nothing more than a very light, fine-meshed black net. Taking care that we don't tear it, we start to string the net across the mouth of the cave. The object is, of course, to entangle one of the vampires as he flies out and grab him while he's helpless, making sure he doesn't get a chance to bite us. Stan goes in to stir them up. They're moving around now. The first one bounces out and escapes. I've got the second one. There's another one in the net. In many ways, the vampire looks like the fruit bat. Let's turn this one around so we can examine him closely. Easy does it. They're quick and very deceptive. It's a vampire, all right. A split lower lip for sucking up blood, and two knife-like front teeth that make the first incision. Stan's been working for some time with museums, banding vampires to study their habits and movements. We'll take this one to another area and see if it returns to this cave. This information will help scientists control the bloodthirsty vampire. Watching our hunt is a prehensile-tailed porcupine, the one animal who's protected from vampires because of his sharp quills. His tail helps him escape most other dangers in this primitive land.
Continuing my journey through the land of shadows, I see high above me a hawk-headed parrot, feathered like an Indian chief. He's watching a tamandua, and right below him is a margay cat. The margay's a killer, but he'd better not tangle with old termite eater. He could rip the cat wide open with his powerful front claws. The tamandua is getting mad, and he prepares for a fight. Hanging like this, his claws are free to strike. Rather than press the fight, the tamandua ignores the cat and returns to his interrupted meal. As I slip on a jacket to ward off the mosquitoes, I spot another strange-looking long-tailed animal, a coatimundi. These odd creatures hunt on the ground as well as in trees, and will eat just about anything, both plant and animals. They look something like our raccoons, only their snouts are much longer. Nearby, the strangest of all, the two-toed sloth. Here's one animal that spends almost all its life hanging around. It eats, sleeps, even gives birth upside down. Its strong hook-like claws are designed for holding and for defense. Time to push on. I'm looking for the largest snake in these jungles, the anaconda. I want to capture one alive. A squirrel monkey feeding on the bank. He's in real danger. In the trees he's safe enough, but on the ground he's vulnerable to attack by predators like snakes. One's after him, but it's a rainbow boa. He's safe. Nothing can catch him now. The farther I go, the darker it gets. Then I see it, the dark green head, the searching tongue, the longest snake in the land of shadows, the mighty anaconda. Some of these constrictors grow to as much as 30 feet. Catching one isn't easy. There are no ropes, no nets, just your bare hands. He's holding on to a root. The toughest problem is keeping him off my chest. If he gets a hold, he'll squeeze till he cuts off my breathing. Finally, I break his hold. At one time there, I thought he'd crush my leg. Into the capture bag he goes. Twice around with the rope, and he's safe until I can send him back to the zoo. There he'll be well looked after, and we'll be able to study and learn more about the anaconda and the other animals of the forest. A great variety of animals are found in the land of shadows because conditions for supporting life are ideal. It's a natural hothouse, plenty of moisture combined with ample sunlight and warmth the year round. Anthropologists say that man probably began his march through the world from just such a place. Yet today, to a person not familiar with the jungle and its vampire bats, strange-looking sloths, and fierce jaguars, it might seem like a nightmare. Its strangeness alone would disturb him. But once we become familiar with its mysteries and the beauty of its animals, the land of shadows loses its gloom and becomes a bright spot in the world of the wild kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Like what you saw? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more exclusive content. And visit our website at wildkingdom.com.